Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to just do a quick review slash just overview of the Athearn Raytroll SD45 locomotive DCC and sound provided by Soundtracks. It's not a Soundtracks Tsunami 4-function decoder, it's a 3-function factory-made decoder, but we'll get into that later on in this video. This is one of my very first Athearn engine with sound that I bought. Athearn recently answered a call of more cost-efficient locomotives. This retail would be $184.98 with the DCC and the Soundtracks sound. It's a Union Pacific model SD45. It's really an SD40M-2, which is labeled right over here as the number identifier of this particular locomotive. It was a rebuild from an original SD45. So yeah, that's why they mark it as SD45. Alright, so now let's just unbox. This has already been unboxed before. I'm just showing you guys my engine. Basically, you cut those open, then you bolt the box, set that aside, and then you got the engine. Pull that out. Alright, and of course, with almost every Athearn Raytrolls, they've got the sleeves that you take off the front. Before we get into the locomotive, general paperwork that you get, the parts listing and the warranty information on the engine. Comes in every box. Sign up for Athearn News, get new product releases mailed to you, and what's coming up with Athearn Genesis, Roundhouse, Raytroll, and the Athearn N-Scale line. So, anyways, now we got that out of the way. The main locomotive. All these new Raytrolls have this pull-up tab. They eliminated all the buttons. Pull that up. Bam. You got the... Oh, man. No, anyways. Just got a little bit of dust on there. So, yeah. Again, this is not brand new. I didn't get it today or whatever. I got it about a year ago. A lot of cutting grass. And it paid off. My hobby shop had it for, my local hobby shop had it for $157.25, but with tax it was like $10-12. A family member was here to go pick it up for me all the way out there, and I was down here locally doing another thing. But yeah, so it was $168.78 was my grand total for my hobby shop, but that's a great better deal than $184.98. Am I right? Retail. So yeah. Came with the handrail pads you can take out. Just set them back in the box. So here's the engine itself. And I'll put the camera now and closer to take a better view at this and just review the overall engine and run it on the layout a few times and show you the sounds that it comes with the Soundtracks 3-function decoder. Let's get to it. Okay, so now we're just going to do basic overview. I'm going to grab a pointer. So, it's a general, obviously a diesel locomotive, lettered for Union Pacific. I think it's like these locomotives were used in the 70s. I don't know, I'll probably drop in a prototype photo in the next slide while I'm talking on this slide. But it's a basic fan grills, dynamic brake vents. Remember, this is a rebuilt model from an SD40, so it's going to be an SD40M -2. I'm just don't want to do that. Brush off a little bit of the dust buildup. Get that off there. So just your basic parts of the engine. You know, you got your road number, the railroad company, air conditioning unit, which I think Athearn did a real nice job too. Here, let me zoom in. There we go. That's a good shot. All right. Basic, but I swapped out the McHenrys for the Katy couplers, Katy number 5. Snowplow with detailed MU cables with the silver tips. You know, your standard plastic handrail is delicate, but they do look real nice. Incandescent lights on the front of the engine, right here and here. And then what really surprised me was that they added working ditch lights. for here and here. Now they don't flash and alternate because this is only a soundtrack's 3-function decoder, so they just stay on with function 5 on your DCC remote or controller. Number boards are not lit, but they're there. Overall, nice detail on the front, and you're not going to have the windshield wipers and any other that delicate more detail on the Genesis line. Again, this is ready to roll. On the back of the engine, move here. Again, handrail set. You got my Katie coupler hooked onto it. NU hoses with the silver tip. Then the lettering. Remember, again, because this is a rebuilt unit in real life, they had to blank out the original number boards and put. I think that's the reason why they had to put the numbers underneath. I don't know if that's prototypical. Drop a comment if you know. Basic bulb headlights right here, backup light. You got your radiator vents. Now this is with the flared radiators right here and here. Alright. Side of the engine, fuel tank, fuel level emergency stop button, standard Athearn trucks, which got a little bit of detail on them, not much, but they got some detail parts in the baggie you can put on to model the fuel tank lines and all that other wonderful stuff. So, yeah, that's about it for the overall look of the engine, and now let's go get on the layout and see how it runs. I'll show you some of the functions as well. Let's do it. Alright, so here's the engine on the track. Because I've already had this engine, I programmed the soundtrack's decoder. Once you apply track power, no matter what, it will start up automatically. I am running this engine on the Digitrack Zephyr Extra system with the UR92 duplex radio and the UT4 duplex throttle. So basically I acquired the engine because it's not brand new. I have already addressed it to 2692 for the road number on the engine. It would come as factory address of 3. All decoders come with factory address of 3. If it's a DCC mobile decoder or a sound decoder, they all come in factory default of 3, and then you can change the CVs to make it the road number or whatever number you wish to use for that engine. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Now this doesn't have a startup sequence, again, because it's a soundtrack's 3-function decoder. And I'm dialing in the works if I put battery in. I flip the battery over. That should be acquired. I don't want this move. Oh. Oh, that's right. But with this engine, I got it consisted, programmed to a consist with another SD45. That's the same model, except the road number is different. Same number. So, alright, now I should be able to move it. Yeah, there we go. See, it starts up. Basic functions. F0 handles headlight. You can't even see it. F5 is ditch lights. Alright. Remember, the ditch lights don't alternate, they just stay on. You got the bell, F1. And again, I did some programming to the sounds already. These are not the default sounds. These are some of the sounds that come with the soundtrack's decoder you can change to. Horn. F2 long horn. Hold F2 as long as you want, then release it. F3 a short horn. Just press it once and it toots. F5 handles the ditch light function, and F8 is mute. And now let's go to see the drive of this thing. Alright, it's real smooth. And a slow speed step. Okay, a little bit of jerkiness, but probably expected from a ready-to-roll model. But overall, it runs nice. Here's the sound on. Alright, I'm going to turn off my light. See if you can see the headlight, which I think you can. Yeah, there it is. Triggering on and off. F5. Overall, nice locomotive. So yeah, that's just basically how it runs. And now we'll go on ahead and I'll uncover this engine to just show you what it looks like on the inside. So, be back in a minute. Alright, so basically because of limited space I got with my electrical cord to charge a camera, because I forgot to charge it. So just soundtracks made board. So this is the basic inside of the engine. Basic wires, leads, go into your headlight, front light, back light, etc., etc. This basically looks like the old GN1000 they had soundtracks made with the Tsunami. GN1000 was for Athearn Genesis models or any other model you can fit it into. They retired it as of March 2016, I believe. I got confused because this had acted up the one day and I called soundtracks up. I said it was a GN1000. I then go back to do some research and I look at it, I'm thinking, wait a minute, there's different output functions. Instead of F5 and F6, there is just only one F5 output with the volt common, and then on the other side there's the ground GND CK for the current keeper, because now I also contacted Soundtracks, a gentleman named Justin, said that the GND and CK were for a current keeper, which is pretty nice. You just got soldered in, they didn't come with the plastic tabs. So, base general speaker, I think this is a 16 by 35 millimeter small oval speaker, as you can see. On older models, before the sound, it would just have the dead weight, but now they got the speaker baffle in here. It sounds real nice because you got open radiator vents right there. So general Athearn right roll motor with the brass clip on the top for the positive connection, seats right into the decoder's two motor mounts. So the camera had just run out of storage on that last clip of me talking about the negative connection of the decoder's connection pad to the negative end of the motor. So, anyways, that's pretty much it for the gut insides. One thing I did notice, though, was that there's different labelings. I'll show you a clip of that right now. Different labelings of left truck, left, right. So for the labels, it basically says LR, BL for backlight, V plus, which is volt common, and then R and R for the back. Left side facing toward me, it's the current keeper, ground for the current keeper, black wire for ground, current keeper, the blue wire, speaker positive, speaker negative, and then on the other side, opposite of that, you got motor minus and negative and positive, sorry. V plus and then F5, because again, this is only a 3-function sound decoder, can operate one extra lighting function and that's it. Then for the front of the engine, you got, again, 2 outer connections for the truck's power, and then the 2 interconnections for the lights in the front. That's pretty much it for this whole locomotive. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment or leave a like on my page, and please like my page, Union Pacific Rail Fan for Life, for more railroad videos and just general model trains, real trains, whatever I come out with in the future. So, thank you guys for watching another Union Pacific Rail Fan production.